Hello, friends. Another year has come and gone, and it is time to gather all the facts and events that have happened in this strange year. So now let's look back at the year 2025. I'm not sure what that was, but it's true that it's the year end and the lists of the best and the worst and the singles and albums and top 10 lists and top 20 lists, and it's hundreds of songs have come down my pipeline in the last couple of weeks, and it's just a little overwhelming, and it's an impossible task to try to contain everything, but I made my lists as exhaustive as I could, and eventually maybe I'll narrow it down to the best of the year and have a top 10 list. But what I need you to do is tell me in the comments what music you've been listening to this year. Subscribe, and here's the video. So let's start with pop. And the Billboard charts were a little weird this year. It was a good year for music last year, and apparently people couldn't stop listening to those songs deep into this year. So there was a lot of holdovers, so much so that Billboard had to change the rules of how long a song can stay on the chart or something. I thought there was already a rule for that, but with streaming, it became the wild, wild west again. And so that's why when a big artist puts out a new album, Taylor Swift can take up 12 spots of the top 20 for a couple of weeks until the weaker songs filter out and the big songs stay for a little while. But it creates strange anomalies in the charts. So I don't know how they're going to fix that, but deep into summer, at least, even fall, Lose Control, Beautiful Things, Shabuzi, a Bar Song, and Die With A Smile were all still the top 10. When I do the top 10 comparison, I pulled up the 2024 year-end songs, and I'm going to compare how many are the same for 2 years in a row. I don't know if that's ever happened in Billboard's history. It's just strange. You usually see a couple of crossovers that stay big for like 2 years, whether you're Bruce Springsteen or, Phil Collins or something like that, but let's talk about all the new pop music that's out. Obviously, you have to start with Taylor Swift, and Life of a Showgirl was an album. She's almost 40, and she still writes like a disgruntled teenager, and it's basically an album about her feuds and her boyfriend's Johnson. So not much there really in my mind. Sabrina Carpenter was a little better, and I tolerated her way longer through the year than I thought I would. I thought I'd be pretty sick of her completely by now, and wow, she's just so darn cute at what she does, and we'll let her be. SZA had a new album out this year. Her big song, that one that everybody knows, that Say So song, was like 4 years ago now. Also about 4 years ago, speaking of songs that are holding over there on the charts, Chapel Roan has new stuff on the charts. That Subway song is pretty awesome. kind of theatrical and interesting, more than just the generic pop stuff. That there's enough of that we don't need another one of those. But Pink Pony Club is a song from 4 or 5 years ago, and she's just now breaking open, well, last year, and so that song is just holding on. That's going to be an anomaly for the future to assimilate how that all played out. Like, that was her third hit, but it came out in 2021. Like, that's weird. Tate McRae is another one. She's kind of awesome. She's more of the dancer side of things. And she's got an interesting voice, even though her big song this year, that sports car song, was just whisper all the way through. It's just whisper, whisper. And that's a little annoying, but she's definitely fun to watch in her videos, and good for her. I like her. I also like Addison Rae. I think I talked about it in other videos a year or two ago. Her new song's kind of generic. It's that same thing I'm talking about. It's all just laptop producer, sing your whispery vocals, kind of do your powerhouse thing when you want to, the whole fucking Demi Lovato bullshit. But whatever. She'll hit and miss probably, but I like her. I like Addison Rae. So Lady Gaga, I have a complicated relationship with. I love the idea of Lady Gaga, and I like about half of the things that she does. And this new album just didn't hit for me at all. I've seen the performances from Coachella, and it's good if it's your thing, but it's not for me. So she'll do something eventually that I'll love her for, but this album is just not it for me. K-pop Demon Hunters, there's another anomaly. Should that count as, is that soundtrack music? Should that count as kids music? Should that count as, it's made up. I mean, it's not quite AI, but like, I guess we let the gorillas get away with it. We gotta let, other people get away with it, as long as there's real humans on the other end of at least some part of the creative team of that. But that was a big thing. Apparently they held up 7 of the spots on the top 40 at one time, and between that and Taylor Swift, there was just no room for anybody else to get a foothold, except for all those ones that already had a foothold. I think I just figured out why we have this weird anomaly this year. Anywho, let's moving on. Cat's Eye is the first K-pop band that has really caught my attention. I'm trying to avoid K-pop. Blackpink was kind of awesome too, but it's spawning off solo artists, but that industry is so cruel to those people. And if you looked into the amount of suicides of people that don't even reach the age of 30 before it's just too much for them, and it's a destructive industry what they've got going on with that, doing those K-pop artists and sexualizing what they do and westernizing their whole aesthetic, and it's kind of sick. So I avoid all that, but Cat's Eye is doing some neat things, and hopefully they can regulate that industry a little better, and then I can enjoy some K-pop. But until then, it's slavery is what it is, really. Maybe I'll talk about that another time. But other great artists that came out this year that I know about, Madison Beer I talked about before. She's just, she's so pretty. You kind of you have to look away. she just can't get the song. This new song is pretty decent, enough that I kept it on my playlist for longer. Jade is really, really kicking ass this year. She's not my favorite, but everything she does just gives me a little bit more ounce of respect for her music. Charlie XCX did not put anything out new post Brat, and that was a weird album from last year that was considered the best album of the year and has absolutely 0 hits on the year-end chart. And that's just crazy to me to think, like, how does that happen? And a couple of songs that I saw from her this year, I think were from older albums. She's re-released something old or something. I'm not sure what she's doing, but I like what she does, and I always enjoy it when I'm listening to it, and I go out of my way to listen to Charlie XCX. But away from it, I can't hum you one song that she's done in her own career. I know every hit song that she's done for other people, but for her own career, I enjoy it. I love it. I listen to it on purpose, and none of it sticks. None of it sticks. It's so weird. And apologize, Charlie. I still love you. Marina, that you might remember from Marina and the Diamonds, has put out something new. Apparently she just been along, just a little cottage industry, just chugging along since she never really got to be a main pop girl 10 years ago, or whenever it was, 12 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever she was big before. But this new song is called Contissimo. So she's going for the weird, edgy, weird stuff. And we'll get into a lot more of that edgy, weird stuff in another video, because there's enough of it to fill up a whole list. So I didn't want to clog up the pop list with, this is just all stuff that I actually saw on a top 40 chart this year, is all of these songs. That's why it seems like it's all over the place of what I'm going for here. But this is all songs I saw in the charts from this year. Next one is Mel C, Sporty Spice from Spice Girls. And staying on brand, she has a song called Sweat. And of course she's riding an exercise bike in it, and it's a workout video is what it is. She even in the song, she even counts 1, 2, 3, 4, like it's a workout video. So if you need a little 3-minute pump up, it's not a bad song for what it is. It's just, it's fun. And Robin was the person that sang the very first Max Martin hit called Show Me Love. And she kind of was supposed to be the original Britney Spears, but she's got a new song called Dopamine, and it's not terrible, but it's just not good. It's just kind of bland. And I watch her in this video, and no offense, I mean, bless your heart, Robin, but there's just no charisma. There's nothing that jumps off the screen at you. She's got her place in history with Max Martin, but this song just isn't it. And I just saw yesterday, I added I almost said Juicy J. That's a rapper. Jessie J, who sang a lot of songs over the last 10 years that I absolutely love. She's got a new song, but it's so new, it's on my list right now, and I haven't had a chance to listen to it, so I may get back to that one. Hopefully she's gonna kind of come from out of nowhere and pop back into the zeitgeist this next year. She's really awesome. I really like her style. Lola Young is another one that I'm slowly warming up to. I thought it was kind of dumb, and it's just not for me. It's for angsty Gen Z girls, and I understand that, but I don't know. My generation of angsty teenage girls listen to Blondie or Fleetwood Mac, so we're not the same. We're not the same. We're not the same. Lily Allen put out a really crazy album this year, pretty much about her divorce from the Stranger Things guy, that David Harbour. Apparently he's done a lot of really cancelable things, and she's just airing all their dirty laundry in these songs. But she's always sung songs that were just, she's like the way more cynical Taylor Swift. If you're going to be in a relationship with her, just know there's going to be songs written about you. And I always liked Lily Allen, so I haven't had the chance to deep dive into that new album, but it'll probably be on my top 10 of the year. And the Marias was one I found a year or two ago, and they were just floating around in this sea of like 20 other bands that all just get 30,000, 100,000 views on their videos, and I really like their music. And then now somehow they've jumped up into the big leagues, and they get millions of views on their videos now, and somehow, and then people talking about them and being on the actual charts, which is just a barrier. It's a glass ceiling barrier that just is impossible for any of us normal people to do. So when you see it happen, you go, oh, well, I guess it is possible. Another girl is, I don't know if you would call her a YouTuber, but I found her first on YouTube. Ellis Trow did a bunch of loop videos, and plus she's just the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your life. So you could watch a video of her reading a phone book, but she's got it all set up, and it's just like she goes around the room and starts a drum beat, and then plays the bass, and then plays the keyboard, and and then she sings the song, and it's just like the skill to do all that, and that to have all of the instruments to loop all that like that is just unbelievable. And the songs were really good, but she's kind of going in a more like the sexy direction, like trying to be provocative, and good for her. I mean, she proved how good of a musician she is for the last 10 years on YouTube. So she wants to try to get that bag, then good on her. Doja Cat's new album is definitely going to be on my top 10 year-end albums, and once again, I haven't had a chance to dig into it as much as I'd like, but the little bits that I've been hitting, oh my God, she's just a firecracker, and I love her. Olivia Dean is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. She's come out of left field and has a couple of songs that I've kept on my playlist that are more, it's just more smooth. It's just like, I kind of like the way Dua Lipa does the disco thing. Somebody said it's kind of Whitney Houston-ish, and I don't really hear that, but she's just got a mature sound, and her voice is just so smooth and pretty and just like velvet chocolate, it's just, as long as she keeps getting good songs, man, I really like her style. some of it's kind of bossa nova-ish, and it's just that kind of thing. It's just sophisticated pop, really good stuff. Speaking of sophisticated pop, LaFay or LaVey, I still don't know exactly how to say her name. She's another one. She's basically jazz, but somehow is breaking all the rules and becoming one of the pop girlies. And God, her stuff is so good. And her voice, she does these little lilts and things, and she's got notes that she hits that she goes choo boo, and it's just bam. And she is so good. That album, if I can get a chance to listen to it all, will end up on the top 10. Rosalia is another one that's really just taking chances and breaking all the rules. She sings in 13 different languages on her new album. And the big song that I heard has a 100-piece orchestra and Bjork. So if that tells you anything about what kind of artist Rosalia is going to be, this album was almost on every top 10 list that I've looked at this year. And as we come closer to the end, we have Hayley Williams' new album, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. And she goes a little more introspective than I would actually care. I don't care about lore from bands, their backstories and their struggles and all that stuff. I just want the music. So, but she's an artist that I'm really following heavy. I'll talk about her in the cover thing because she did that song with David Byrne. That's the best thing she did this year. This album is cool, but that's the best thing she did this year. Then we have to talk about Zara Larsson. There's another one from 10 years ago, 12 years ago, that has all the makings of one of the top pop starlets. Perfect, beautiful face. She dances. She actually has a big, powerful voice. And she's just kind of she's better than Britney Spears, but she's just kind of a Britney Spears clone. And there's just no way to get around that. And I've watched a bunch of interviews. She's so bubbly and perfect. And I think she's just so... There's nothing interesting about her except for that she's amazing. But I don't really remember the old song. I put her old song from 10 years ago, Lush Life, has popped up on my year-ending lists because I think it was 2015 maybe. And it never got real big, but I think everybody knows who she is. She's kind of like the Vanilla Ice Cream of pop music from that recession pop era. And her new song is kick-ass. I love it. Midnight Sun. It's just... And I think she writes her own stuff. I mean, maybe writes it in the way Katy Perry wrote stuff. But either way, Zara Larsson, I hope she can get some flowers this year. That new song is getting a lot of critical attention. And if we could just get people to stream it, listen to it. Midnight Sun by Zara Larsson. So anyway, that's the pop divas of this year. Diva, that's a word I haven't used in a long time. Maybe I ought to make a list of all the divas. That would be fun. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.